And so what was the purpose of Israel? Isaiah 42:6. This is really important. I, Yahweh, have called you in righteousness and will hold your hand. I will keep you and give you as a covenant to the people, as a light to the Gentiles. Does that sound familiar? Because in Matthew chapter 5, Yeshua says the very same thing. He says, I am the light to the nations. And then he turns to his disciples and he says, now you are the light to the world. You see, that wasn't just a brilliant stroke of genius that he came up with. He's literally keeping the same message that he had from the very beginning of time all the way till the time where he gives these instructions. It's the same instructions that his father gave Israel to begin with, is that I want you to be a light to the nations. Now think about this for just a moment. If Israel is a light, that means that there are people in darkness. And so what happens if people are in darkness and they can't see, and you see a light? Picture yourself in your dark bedroom and you get up in the middle of the night. What is normally the very first thing that you're going to gravitate towards so that you can not bump into the walls? You're going to find the first light. Your eyes are going to be attracted and gravitate towards light, because where there is light, you can see. And so that is the whole illustration that God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is trying to get across to his people, is that I have given you the truth, which is my light, which David says many times in the Psalms and throughout the Scriptures, that his truth is light, and a light unto my path, right? And he says, they are in darkness. I want you to take my truth, keep it so that I can bless you, so that they will be attracted to the light, and then they can join you. And that was the whole concept in Exodus when the Israelites left Egypt, and some of the mixed multitude came from the Egyptians. Some of the smart Egyptians defected from the army, and they said, you know what, their God's a little bigger than our God. I think I'll follow their God. And they defected, and they came with the Israelites, and Moses said, came to Yahweh and said, what are we going to do here? They're not native born. What should we do? And Yahweh said, absolutely allow them in. This is the first time we see grafted in happening in the Bible that we come to later in Romans chapter 11, where he says, let them be grafted in and let them be as native-born Israelites. The only thing I'm going to require of them is this, and it's the same thing, by the way, in Acts chapter 15, which we'll address a little bit later, same Halachic decision. He says, have them be circumcised and have them keep my commandments, and they will be no different than any of my children, okay? And so that's really important for us to understand right up front, that the purpose of Israel was to be a light to the nations. Unfortunately, they didn't do their job. So the Father had to send his Son down here to teach us how to do our job. Come and join us as we travel back in time 4,000 years ago to discover exactly where the holidays of Christmas, Easter, and even Valentine's Day come from. Why do we celebrate the birth of Jesus on December 25th? Whose birthday really is on December 25th? Where did we come up with December 25th? Where did the star on top of the Christmas tree come from? Where did the Christmas tree itself come from? Where did St. Nicholas come from? Are we sure that St. Nicholas even existed? Have you ever wondered where the famous phrase, ho, 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 comes from? It comes from the late 1600s when they used to have plays, and before the devil would come on stage, he would announce himself by saying, ho, ho, ho. Did you know that original Santa's elves weren't little guys that made toys? They were Krampus demons that would punish the children if they weren't good for that year, while St. Nicholas would give them gifts if they were good. Who is the Easter Bunny? Where do we get Easter eggs from? Why do we celebrate Easter on the first Sunday after the vernal equinox? Did you know that Christmas was illegal in the United States until the mid-1800s? Can we celebrate these holidays according to the Bible? This is by far the most popular video on the internet on the history of Christmas and Easter. This video has changed hundreds of thousands of people's lives, and it will change your life too.